So our next topic is while loop. After studying for loop, we're going to do while loop. So while loop executes a statement or a block of statement until the specified expression evaluates to be false. Typically, while loop is useful when you are not aware of the exact number of iterations you need to do. So this is the flowchart of that while loop. From here, the code starts and here it ends the while loop. So what is there in the code block will go through it. A while loop evaluates the condition. This is the condition for the while loop. If the condition evaluates to be true, then the code is executed. This is the code block. So when it is true, this code block is executed. The condition evaluates again. Until and unless the code block like this condition is true, this will repeat the cycle itself. The process continues until the condition is false. When the condition becomes false, it will terminate the condition. So this is the basic flow chart of the while loop. Now we will jump to the VS Code and we'll see more examples there how to apply while loop. We already saw for loop that how to print natural numbers. We're going to do same with the while loop, and we're going to see some advanced problems with the while loop also. So let's jump into the VS Code. Now we came to the Visual Studio Code. Here we'll be creating the first file for the while loop. So I'll write the program name as while loop 1.cpp. We're going to print the n natural numbers using while loop. We already saw for loop. Now we're going to see for the while loop. So program to write n natural number using while loop. We already know that while is the keyword will be used for printing the natural numbers, and we'll see the basic syntax of that, how to initialize and where to write condition and where to update. In for loop we already did that thing only in the round bracket, but here we'll see how to do it. So before that, what we need to do is we'll include the header file #include iostream. Then after that I'll be writing using namespace std. After that I have to write the main function, and that is of integer type. So I'll write int main and I'll write this round bracket and I'll give the scope to it. Alright, this is creation of main function is done. Now what I have to do is, what we'll be doing is, we'll not take directly, we'll directly not initialize the value till where we want to print number, so that we're going to take input from the user. So for that I have to define a variable, that I'll declare a variable int n. It means declaration of variable n. Alright, this is done. Now I have to write the cout statement for that. In cout statement we'll say that enter the number. Alright, now we know that in the terminal it will say enter the number. So that way we know that that we have to enter some number. Then I'll use endl, that will go to the next line. Alright, now I have to take input from the user cin, and what is the variable n. That variable is n. After that I have to initialize it. So for that I'll be using iterating variable as I, int I equals to 1, that it is initializing from 1. Alright, now we'll write the keyword while, and there we write the condition. So here we write the condition, that is I is less than equals to n. So n is taking input from the user. N can be anything, that is customizable. We are not writing, we could have written without taking this cin and without declaring this variable, we could have taken 100 in place of n, we could have taken 100,000, but that is not customizable, right? So every time we have to change in the code, that time it will be changed. But whenever we give cin, we take input from the user, we can give anything what we want. All right. Now here what I have to print? We have to print the natural numbers. So I have to write cout. Then inside the cout, what are you printing? That iterating variable I, right? So I is printing and I'll give some space to it. So this is what space is given. Then I'll terminate the statement. All right. Now I need to do whenever I here this is what initialization of variable. INITI of variable. All right. Initialization of variable. This is what for the while its condition is condition. Then we have to write this is the printing statement, or you can say code block. This is code block. All right. Now next thing we need to do is inside the while loop, that is we need to update it, right? That is I plus plus. This is what updation of the code. This is update statement. All right. Now this while loop is complete and we know that main is of integer type, so I have to return some value, right? So I'll be writing return 0. It means the code whenever it's executed, it means the code executed properly. Now I'll save this code, so this white button will go out. So I'll click, I'll enter command S, control S. Now I'll run this code. Right click on the screen and click on the run code. Now it will run and it will print that enter the number. Then I'll enter the number from my side in the keyboard. So then whenever I give the values, so that till from 1 it will start and till n it will run. So let's wait for the command. Now I'll give the number. Suppose 100 I am giving. So it is going to print from 1 to 100. Now I'll hit enter here. So it started printing till 100. You see it is printing from 1 to 100. If I change the initialized value here to suppose 200 and I want to print numbers from 200 to 300. So what I have to give when I enter the number, that time I have to change to 300, right? That n we are taking input from the user. We initialize from 200. It is mean from 200 to 300 it going to print. All right. Now I'll run the code again. When I run the code, so these are the customization you can do with this code. Now it is asking for the number again. So let's hit 300 as the value and I hit enter. Okay, I didn't save the code. That's why it is printing from 1. So what I have to do is this is going to print till 300. But I didn't save. That's why it is not starting from 200. I have to save the code every time. This is you need to remember. All right. So I'll save the code, control S. Then I'll clear the thing here. I'll write clear and it will clear everything. Then I'll run the code again. So when I run the code again, it is asking for the number again, right? So I'll give suppose 300 here. So it should print from 200 to 300. Okay, let's hit enter. So you see it is starting from 200 and it is going till 300. So many customization you can do with this code. Now we'll move to the next code, that is we're going to print hello world multiple times. So we'll create another program for that. For that, what I'll do, I'll create another file. That is, I'll writing while loop 2.cpp. So this is going to write the hello world program that to print multiple times. All right. Again, what I have to do, I have to write the header file. Then I have to move accordingly. So print hello world multiple times. Again, what I have to do, I have to write the header file. For header file, what we'll do, hash include IO stream. So this is the header file, input output stream. All right. Now we'll write using namespace std, and we'll write the main function int main, and we'll write the function, and we'll write the scope. Inside that we'll write every code whatever there. All right. Now for this one also we'll take input from the user. We'll not directly write that. So for that, what I need to do is, again we'll declare one variable int n. This is the declaration of variable of integer type. Then I'll write cout statement there, and I'll do what? I'll say enter the number. All right. Now this will come into the terminal. There we'll see, okay, we have to enter the number. We get the command. All right. Endl. This is going to the next line. All right. Now what I have to do is I have to take input from the user. What is our variable? That variable is n. So C in n, it will take input from the user. Now I have to initialize the value. So I'll write int I is the iterating variable equals to 1. I write as 1. Now I'll go to the while. I'll write while loop. This is the keyword for while loop, and I'll write the condition I is less than equals to n. I is less than equals to n. All right. This is the condition. Till that it will run. Now inside the while loop, I'll be writing the cout statement, that is printing statement. What do we want to print? We want to print hello world. All right. Now I'll give some space to it, so it will write hello world that way. All right. You can give enter also, that is completely fine. That is endl you can use without, if you want to print to the next line. That also can be done. Okay, I'll be use that endl statement here. Let's do endl here. All right. Now hello world will be printed multiple times in the next line. Then I have to do updation of the code also. All right. Now this whole program is written. Now what I have to do? I have to write the return statement also. Return 0. All right. Our whole code is done. Now I have to save the code. So I'll click Ctrl S on the keyboard. Now code is completely saved. One thing is you need to care is, we take input from the user. That n is going here. From here, suppose you giving n as 5. So 5. 1 to 5, it means 5 times it is going to be printed because it is starting from 1, right? If you give n as 100, so 100 times it is going to be printed. So it is basically looking like the range. I already told this is the starting point of the range, that is we call as initialization, and this is the ending point of the range. All right. Now we saved the code. Now we'll come here and run the code. So for running the code, I'll just right click on the screen and click on run code. It will ask me that number of inputs I want to give, how many numbers of hello world I need to print, that is n value I have to give here. So we'll wait for that. Okay, now it is asking for the number. So we'll give, suppose we want to print hello world 10 times. So I'll give 10 here, and it will print 10 times hello world. So you can change the things. Now we'll increase our level with the while loop. We'll try to do some using while loop. We try to do different problems with the while loop. So till then, this is the ending of this printing of the hello world. Now we'll move to the next more advanced problems with the while loop. We'll see that. Now we're going to see an interesting problem using while loop. That is, we're going to reverse a number using while loop. This is bit advanced problem. So we'll understand in very easy layman terms. So let's create another file for that. That is while loop 3.cpp. Now our problem statement is reverse a number using while loop. What it means is, if some number is written that 1024 Example, if some number is written 1024, then we need to print 4201. That is basically it is reversing the number 4201. So this is going to see right now how to do that. I'll write the code and I'll explain each and every bit of that code. So for that, everything we do, that is, we have to write the header file, we have to write the using namespace std, we will create one main function, and inside that function we'll create while loop and we'll write the logic of the code. So I'll tell you step by step how to approach the problem. So we'll write hash include IO stream. This is our header file. All right. Then we'll write using namespace std. I have to write the main function also, that int main, and inside this scope we'll write the every code of it. So I'll take one variable that is taking integer n as that variable, and I'll say cout, I'll take a printing statement and will say that enter the number which you would like to reverse. So enter the number which you like to reverse. All right. So here we are taking what? We are taking the number as to be 1024, that is going to reverse to 4201. So I'll use enter statement here. So it will go to the next line. After that, I have to take input from the user, that number we want to take. That what variable we took, that is n, right? Now what I have to do is, we studied about modulus function, like that modulus operator, right? And multiplication, division, those operators we already know. So here we'll be using that concept, that modulus thing. All right. So initially I am considering that remainder to be 0. So I'll initialize with, I'll write remainder equals to 0. Initially I am considering that, and reverse number is going to be 0 also for that. So what I will be writing for that, also I will be writing int reverse number equals to 0. It means initially I am considering that no reverse number is there, no remainder is there. That is what I am considering, so that we are starting from the very initial stage. So this n is that variable, that is the number we are going to input, that is 1024 we are going to input, and remainder, some remainder is going to come, and reverse number is going to come as 4201. That is considering initially to be 0. Nothing is there and no remainder is there. Okay, this thing is covered. So we are starting from very initial stage. So in the while loop, I will be writing is while, and here what I will be doing is, we'll run the loop till that n value what we are giving, that is not equals to 0. Till that time we'll run that code. So I'll write n and I'll use not equals to 0. It means when I give my n equals to 1024, it means it is not 0. It means it is going to run it will enter the while loop. So when we enter the while loop, what we will be writing in remainder, I will be storing the remainder. How to find remainder? Modulus function is used to store remainder. So I'll change the spelling here, remainder. Okay, now it will not give error. All right, remainder equals to capital N modulus of 10. Every step I am going to explain you again. So this is what this is modulus function is going to do what? This modulus operator is going to do what? It's going to find the remainder of that n. So 1024, if it is divided, remainder is going to be, some remainder going to become. So that is going to be stored in the remainder variable. All right. Now after that, what I have to do is, I have to store the reverse reverse number also, right, at the last. So for that reverse number, what logic I'm writing, I'll be giving this reverse number and equals to reverse number multiplied by 10 plus remainder. This is the actual logic of that. After that, what I'll do is I'll go through all that steps again. All right, at the last. So at the last, what I'll do, n equals to 10. All right, this means what? This is actually means same thing as this. N equals to n divided by 10. You can write this way also, you can write this way also, same thing. So this is another way of writing the code. This writing of the code style, and this is same. This is comment, I'll just skip some space. This and this are similar. All right, now we'll move to the next part of it. So I think this is all done in the while loop. Now outside the while loop, I need to print the reversed number. So I'll write cout, and here I'll give, say, reversed number is, and that is stored in what? That is stored in reverse number variable, this reverse number variable. So I am going to copy that and I'll just paste it here, and I'll write end else statement here. All right, now at the last, what I'll do, I'll write the return statement also, return 0. All right, now let's understand this code one by one. What is happening? What is the logic behind it? So here what I want to do is I want to reverse 1024, and that should give output as 4201. So what is the logic? Here n equals to 1024. To extract the last digit of the number to the first place, we need to perform this modulus of a number. If I do 1024 divided by, like it modulus of 10, that is going to be remainder as 4, because 4 is going to be remainder. Now remainder is going to be 4. This 1024 modulus of 10 will give 4. Now we have used reverse number equals to reverse number into 10 plus remainder, right? So it means it will divide what? 1024, and after division n equal will become 102. We have written n equals to n divided by 10. That will give what? That will give 102. So here reverse number initially will be 0. So this will become 0 plus 4. So in reverse number 4 will come at the first. Because reverse number initially we took 0. So that 0 will come, 0 into 10, that will become 0 plus 4. Remainder came from here as 4, right? So 4 as 4 came. Now n become what? N equals to n by 10. So what is n? N is taking 1024. 1024 divided by 10, that will become 102. So we're not going to take the remainder part of that. So 102 will come. So if you divide, that will come that way. We are storing it in integer. We are taking n as the integer. So it will take the whole value, not the remainder thing. So if you would have written in float, then you would have taken the whole thing. But we have written in integer. So that's why when I divide 1024 divided by 10, that will become 102. All right, that is the first step done. Then this is a while loop. Its step will repeat again. Reverse the num. Again, what we'll do? Remainder equals to n percentage of 10. That is modulus of 10. So 102 was the n. Here we got 102. So that will do for 102. We're going to find the remainder. That is going to be 2, right? So 2 is going to be remainder. Now reverse number was, this value was what? Reverse number, that was 4. 4 plus remainder is 4 is going, that is going to be do what? 2, right? So 4 into 10, that is 40, plus 2, that is going to be 42. Then again here what we'll do, n equals to n divided by 10. Now it will divide 102 by 10. Now after division, n going to be 10. Then repeat the same step again, because this is a while loop, n is not 0 yet. So remainder is going to be what? N modulus of 10. Now remainder is 0, right? So reverse a number. So this way it will continue to go on. So till the last line, we'll find that we got our result. So 4, 2, 0, 1. So it will come that way. Now I'll save the code. I'll hit Control S. Now code is saved. I'll click right click and click on run code, and it will run the code. Now I have to enter 1024. So if I enter 1024 and I hit enter, so reverse number is 4201. I can reverse for any number. Let's run the code again. So now here if I enter 5678, so it should give 8765 as the output. If I hit enter, 8765 is the output. So this is the advanced level of while loop. We can do pattern printing problems, lots of problems with the while loop. We have understood the deep concept of everything. You can start practicing on those things. Thank you for the code.